Welcome back to the vlog. It is 7:28 in the morning, hence the appearance. So I need a shave. I've got a croaky voice. Apologies. And yeah, it's this week has been one of those weeks where I've thought, do I vlog? Do I vlog this? Because it's not that interesting. Because I'm not out and about. I'm just in the studio. And then I thought, when we started doing these vlogs, most of them were in the studio actually, and you guys seem to enjoy that as well. So that's bad of me for thinking that. We still need to share these days, because the whole point of these videos is that you see what's going on behind the scenes, whatever that is. I'm also talking a little bit quieter because the family are asleep upstairs. I thought I heard something then. I didn't. It was the bin lorry. Anyway, I digress. So I've just been thinking this week, is anything interesting happening? We're very busy. There's all sorts of things happening, and it's nice to have some time in the studio. I love traveling. I love that part of this job. But when you do it a lot, you're just away from the studio for too long, and it can get a bit. It worries me that I'm not there. I should be there doing stuff. I can hear movement upstairs, so I better keep this brief, because I need to spend some time with the family in the morning. That's very important. And that's the other great thing. I'm here. I'm at home. It's brilliant. But so this one is going to be a bit different to what you've seen recently, but I'll still take you on the journey. Okay, I'm in the studio now, by the way. I've just gone from being at home to being at the studio all of a sudden. Apologies for the fairly terrible continuity stuff that goes on in this vlog. All my fault. It's a full-on day, very much a full-on day in the studio today. No gym, no going back home, well, apart from later, obviously, but yeah, I do occasionally have these days where it's literally, over there, studio all day. I couldn't do it every day of the week because I'd go mad, but sometimes needs must, and I've got a lot of stuff to do. These are my supplies, so I've brought lunch with me. Rather than going out and getting lunch and spending a fortune doing that all the time like I normally do, I have stuff for today and tomorrow in the studio, which is quite nice. But it is nice to have these days like this, I must be honest. Like I said, I couldn't do it every day, because it's being closed off in one room on your own for an entire week. I'm not for that at all. I can't do that sort of thing. So I keep these days few and far between. But in terms of what I've got to do today, oh, by the way, check out my massive TV. Let's turn it on. By the time you watch this, the video should have gone live, I think. But we basically had to get a 98-inch TV from downstairs up here and over there. I'm waiting for it to turn on so I can actually show you how big it is. And we did it on Monday, a couple of days ago. What that noise was. Yeah, we did it a couple of days ago, and I had to rope in Niall and my dad. My dad's in the video. It's his first ever appearance in a Mark Ellis Reviews video. Come on, turn on. Why is it slowest TV in the world? Come on, turn on. It'll make more sense to see it with something on it. But yeah, we got it up these stairs somehow. It's 98 inches. It's huge. It's still turning on. There we go. Now, it doesn't look anywhere near as big on any camera as it does in person. If I can give some kind of perspective here. It's huge, it's utterly massive. But yeah, we managed to get it up over there. We've done the video, well, we've filmed the video for it, we're just editing it now. That's one of the things I've got to do today. I've got to do a voiceover for the intro to this video. So I'll do that probably this afternoon, I think. Before that though, it's all about, where is it? Today, well this morning anyway at least, is all about the iPad Pro. So the 11-inch iPad Pro, which is here. I'm doing a video on this and iPad OS 18, which is quite interesting. I've actually installed the beta on here, and it's a very interesting experience. So that's what I'm going to do this morning, I think, which means setting up over here, doing my A-roll thing, and then editing it, I suppose. If I edit it, I mean, this might go to Niall possibly. If you're watching this now, and you'll know if you've got this or not already in terms of the edit, but I might do this one myself just to get it done in here. So basically, we're at a point now where I'm starting to hand over the editing process, and it's quite a nerve-wracking experience, not because I don't trust other people to do it at all. Niall does a better job than me. It's just because I've been doing it for 4 years, so it's such a thing that I'm used to, so bad. What am I trying to say here? I'm just very, very used to doing the editing, and giving it to someone else is a bit, it's like chopping off one of your arms, basically. So I'm doing it gradually, and there's always things that I keep thinking that Niall he needs to know this, needs to know that, and yeah, I'm still going through that process now. But it's great because when other people do the edits, I don't have to worry about them. There's less work to do in that realm, which means in that realm, what does that mean? There's less work to do, basically, which means I can put that time into other things. I'm waffling now, and as I always say on this vlog, when I start waffling, I'll just press stop on this camera and we'll cut to the next bit. The one thing I need to do first is do an unboxing of the sponsor for this video. So it's Banks. They're not sponsoring this video, sorry. They're sponsoring the video that I'm making, that I'm documenting making now. I need to make that very clear. They're not sponsoring the video that you're watching now, but they are sponsoring the video that I'm making. That's important. So yeah, I need to unbox these two accessories, which means using the overhead rig here, which is all very straightforward. Do this. Do the A-roll, edit the A-roll, do some B-roll, and then possibly give that bit to Niall, I think, to finish it off. Okay, that's the unboxing done, although I've just realised the unboxing of this particular accessory isn't for the video that I'm making today. I'm making the video that includes this accessory I'm making tomorrow. I'm not sure why I've just done that. I've not eaten breakfast. That might be a reason. Although that isn't wasted, that's done, that's one thing. And I do need to do some more overhead stuff for the sponsor in this video for today. Right, breakfast and coffee. Clearly, I need it. Granted, crunchy nut cornflakes and a cappuccino aren't the healthiest way to start the day, but I don't care. It's a rest day today from the gym, and I just feel like I need food, and fairly bad food. Okay, so A-roll for that video done. So this video, I've completely confused you now, haven't I? So this video, the video that I am making today is about the iPad Pro. Have I told you that? Possibly. It's about the 11-inch iPad Pro. A-roll done. It went fairly well, to be honest. 2 camera setup if you're interested. So we have the main camera here, the FX3, and then just over here, normally, a B cam, which is a Sony A7 IV, and all of that footage has now been put into Final Cut Pro, synced it all up. It's doing its thing. It's doing some transcoding and analysis. Never really know what that means, but when you sync stuff up, it tends to just do that for a bit. So let that do that, although I could start editing, but I'll do that in a moment. I've got a phone call to take in a moment, which is going to be a nice chat with someone. And then, yeah, get that edited. I think I will get that edited this morning. Get it done. Because time check. What? I'm in a strange mood today. Time check, it is 11:15. So time-wise, I'm doing okay. We're on course, I think. And that TV is not getting any smaller. Yet it still looks smaller on this than it does in real life. It's weird. Edit done. Well, the A-roll edit has been done. Need to shoot the B-roll, but first I need some lunch because I'm starving. Really hungry. Time check, it is 5 to 1. And again, having edited that, it's just clear that I've got to let go of the editing. Pretty much wholesale. While I was editing, I was just thinking, I'm editing this, but equally I need to be doing that, and I've got this to do, and I've got the A-roll for that, and I've got the narration thing to do for this, and yada yada. Yeah, it's got to go in good time. Oh, brilliant! The coffee machine has leaked. Awesome. Okay, lunch had way too much food. That's the only downside of bringing food in. I tend to make too much lunch, and then I know come 3 o'clock it's going to be food hangover. Anyway, so eaten. It is now 1:30, and I need to do a bit more unboxing of the accessory stuff that I did earlier that isn't for today's video. Anyway, complicated, but not complicated. I forgot to do this, so I need to do this first. And then I'm going to do the narration, I think, for the TV video, which is something I've not done before, and I've got to work out how to do it, how to record this voiceover. So let's get this done, and then I'll pick up again with you over there. So this is what I need to do now. This is the video about the massive 98-inch TV, that one over there. We filmed the first half of this video on Monday, so this is what Niall has edited so far. We've got about nearly 4 minutes of stuff here, and it's a mixture of me talking to the camera, like you can see there. There's my dad and Niall in the background, and sections where I'm not talking, so these kind of time-lapse type things where we're unboxing it and doing all that sort of stuff. I need to fill those empty spaces audio-wise with some narration, talking about what we're doing. I've not done this before in terms of for this channel. I've never narrated for any of it. Right? There's been little bits here and there, but not in this style. This is a very specific style where you'll have me talking to the camera, and then it cuts to this kind of like I say, time-lapse type B-roll stuff. And at that point, we switch to me voiceovering. Not a word, but you know what I mean. Me talking over that footage about what's going on. Now the tricky thing with this is timing everything. So these sections only come in like fits and spurts. So there's this bit here, and then so I need to do the narration for this, a voiceover for this, and then any second now there'll be a section where, like this, where I start talking to the camera again. So I've got to fit basically voiceovers into those gaps. So what I'm going to do, the way that I'm going to do this, and I'm sure it's going to work, it won't be a problem, is watch the bits that I need to put narration into and write the script. Then record it, and then just give it to Niall and say, off you go, work your magic, which he will. But yeah, this should be a laugh. Okay, so I've written the script, and now I need to do it, I need to perform it. The way I do these, whenever I do any kind of voiceover, I just use the camera. So I stick the camera on its normal perch. But I don't film. I do film myself, but I don't. We don't use the footage of me. We basically use the mic audio, and the reason we do that is because it keeps the mic audio consistent. Even though in this particular video, for reasons I won't bore you with, there's a couple of different mics being used, but this is still the main one. So yeah, I'm gonna talk through this script now, send it to Niall, and let him have a play with it. Okay, narration done on here. I think it's okay. I never know until I've given it to Niall and he's put it on and we see what it sounds like. But I'm still incredibly hypercritical of my performance with this stuff, and it takes me a while to get through them sometimes. I am working on this, I promise. It's my problem, not yours, but yeah, I am working on that because it can be a bit it can make things things can take longer when you're hypercritical and a bit too much of a perfectionist. So I need to snap out of that, really. Regardless, I'll get this over to Niall now so he can have a play with it. And then it's back to the iPad video and doing some B-roll, which is all overhead stuff over there. And then I've got a call at, what I've time checked, by the way, it's 2:21. I've got a call in about an hour and a half. So time is a little bit tight, but we can do it. We can definitely do it. Okay, as always, I can't remember what you've just seen on here because time has passed, but it is now 3:15. I've done the unboxing of that other thing and left an absolute mess on the floor. I then did the application of the Paperlike onto the iPad Pro, onto the 11-inch iPad Pro, which is for tomorrow's video. And as regards all this mess, I just thought let's leave it there. Who cares? We'll just tidy it up later. You do make a lot of mess when you do unboxings. Unboxings are a very messy thing, and I used to tidy up as I went, and I just focus on the filming now. I focus on getting this stuff shot and done, because the more time you spend cleaning up all this rubbish down here, the less time you spend shooting things, as in filming things. Always have to make that distinction. So I'll deal with that later. And that's the nice thing about having a studio. You can just leave it in a mess and no one cares. Okay, so now I'm doing some more top-down stuff for tomorrow's video, which is all about the iPad Pro, as you know. And in particular, it's about iPadOS 18. So I've installed the beta version of that on here. And I'm just doing a few things. So I've basically picked out 5 things from iPadOS 18. Which I like, and one of them is SmartScript, and it's worth showing you this because it's brilliant. So if you weren't aware, SmartScript is a machine learning thing where iPadOS learns how you handwrite and it tidies up your handwriting. So my handwriting is terrible. It is horrible, but you may not see it on here, but what it does basically, it tidies it up. It doesn't completely change it. It's still your handwriting, so it doesn't completely, turn it into something like a work of art. It just slightly straightens it, slightly makes it tidier. And let me see if I can show you again. It's very hard to capture it on this camera. So if I write my name, you can see it just tweaks it to make it more legible. And for someone like me who can't stand his own handwriting, it's a good thing. Anyway, I've only got 45 minutes now until the next to the call that I've got to jump on. So I'm going to do all of the B-roll for this video here. This is the nice thing about this video. It's all overhead B-roll, very, very straightforward. No moving the camera around and worrying about different lighting situations. Very easy. Do this, do the call, and then see how much time I've got before I need to head home. Day done. It is 5:25. I always do these time checks and think, does anyone actually care? But then I do see a few comments from people saying, like the time check, so I'll keep doing them. It's still really weird sharing some of these days. Today, I think, like I mentioned at the start of this vlog, today didn't feel like a day worth vlogging, and I'm still never sure if they are, because from the outside from an outsider's point of view, I don't feel like much is happening really. I'm just going to the studio and doing stuff and then coming home. I suppose what you may be finding interesting is what happens, and that's the whole point of this vlog, isn't it? What I'm saying is, I just find sharing some of this stuff, I worry that it's boring. I think I've said this before. I think we've been through this. I think, and quite often, I'm not looking for you to say this, but a lot of you lovely people do say, don't worry about it. We enjoy this. This is the reason we watch these vlogs. So if that's the case, fantastic. I'm fulfilling my duty. But it's just been a crazy day today. I mean, hopefully you've seen a snippet of what I've been up to. But it's been, darting between three different videos actually. Had an accounting call, which I didn't share that obviously because I can't. But that was interesting. Good interesting, but all part of it. It's this stuff, it's this nitty-gritty stuff behind the scenes that you don't see when I publish a video about a Mac Mini. There's all this stuff that's happening behind the scenes. Working on several videos in tandem and lots of other things. So it feels like it's been a productive day. I haven't finished tomorrow's video yet. I've got to finish that tomorrow morning. I've got to finish the edit then. But it's Thursday tomorrow. Still got 2 days of the week left. And I will crack on and get everything finished. That's the key thing. Just get these videos done. You do one and then you move on to the next one. That's how this works really. And around that you have everything else, the blogs, the social stuff we're working on, the Instagram, TikTok, etc., which is very exciting. But yeah, it's all good stuff. Thank you if you've joined me on this little journey today. And if you've got this far into the deep end, as they say, you are brilliant. Thank you. If you have liked this video, give it a like. If you haven't liked it, let me know why. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Tell your mates, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Cheers.